How to get rid of imposter syndrome. Confidence is more often born of ignorance than of knowledge. One of the unpleasant characteristics of our times is that those who have confidence are stupid, and those who have any imagination and understanding are usually filled with indecisions. Once answering my question about why learning more, studying more, I also doubt more and generally give into criticism of everything I have studied, my father answered the following. Imagine that knowledge is a circle, and initially we have a rather small diameter, and the contour of this circle is ignorance. Thus, the more we learn and our circle increases, the more its contour, the zone of ignorance, also increases. From that moment, it became clear to me that the more questions I have, the more likely I will learn. In today's video, we will look at what imposter syndrome is and how to overcome it. My name is Alina Leoni, I'm a clinical psychologist and psychotherapist, and my mission here is to help you better understand yourself and those around you. The topic is very interesting, always relevant and close to me personally, because I went through all this and know exactly what I'm talking about. By the way, in my private psychological practice, it's one of the most common topics that I work with my clients. So if you need a consultation, you are welcome to write me and we will schedule a session. There is good news. Einstein, just like you, had this imposter syndrome. So it occurs only in people that are capable of thinking, analyzing and empathizing. Psychopath is unlikely to say, "Oh, I'm not good enough at what I do." So at least you're in a good company. In 1999, two scientists hypothesized the existence of the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias that occurs when a person with a low level of competence in a topic begins to imagine himself as an expert on this topic, while he draws erroneous conclusions and makes poor decisions, but doesn't realize his mistakes due to incomplete knowledge, skills and abilities, coming to a false definition of the limits of competence and inflated idea of his abilities. Highly qualified people, on the contrary, tend to underestimate their abilities and suffer from insufficient self-confidence, believing others to be more competent usually. Thus, less competent people generally have a higher opinion of their own abilities that is typical of competent people, who also tend to assume that others rate their abilities as low as they do. Also, those with a high level of skill mistakenly believe that tasks that are easy for them are also easy for other people. In a favorable scenario, imposter syndrome is expressed as a desire to learn and improve and a moderate sense of healthy self-criticism, forcing you to grow and develop, to become better. And in this way, by the way, you demonstrate to others that you have no need for self-aggrandizement, praising yourself in order to feel your own importance. But it's much more important to find answers to your questions, satisfy your professional curiosity, and convey this knowledge. You need to remember that if your profession area or the area in which you are trying to succeed is one of the most relevant and rapidly developing, then the more you will feel uncertainty and the desire to continue reading and learning something. But there is also a second side to this seemingly cute syndrome. Often a person experiences the torment of this syndrome, experiences not just doubt or lack of confidence in himself and his own knowledge, but also real suffering due to inability to change anything. A person is afraid and feels pangs of shame that someone will definitely find out that he doesn't know and cannot do something right. In fact, people tend to trust more those who are able to reveal their human rather than divine nature and are open to learning new things. How to overcome it? Accept that you have it and teach yourself, let's say, to be okay with it. And if the situation allows you to honestly admit that you have some gaps that you're trying to fill or some doubts, it's okay. Naturally, there are professions in which this is unacceptable. For example, doctors. There is a well-known phrase, teachers' mistakes walk the streets, but doctors' mistakes don't. What to do? Reread your CV. This is sobering and reminds you of your real achievements. Say to yourself, okay, I have already climbed here and I understand that I have already gone through a lot. I can do even better. You need to compare yourself not with Elon Musk, but with the one who was not chosen on your place. Remind yourself that you were hired not for your beautiful eyes or lips, but for your real skills and merits. Practice. Do not wait for the moment when your knowledge is 100%, but act with what you know now at this moment. And then when you come across an area in which you don't feel confident enough, honestly say to yourself, yeah, I don't know this, I'll read, I'll learn, okay. Remember that done is better than perfect. Accept that not everything depends on us. Accept that, okay, I do what depends on me, but I may not become an Olympic champion, for example. Imposter syndrome is the fear of being exposed when you make a mistake. Analyze and admit that all people make mistakes and no one is perfect. Not you or your parents, nor your school teacher who told you in the third grade that nothing good would come of you. Therefore, give yourself and your children the right to make mistakes and move on. Remember that they won't be able to tell you that you are an imposter if you say it first. For example, just now I could say something like, I'm so nervous now that I've forgotten all the words. Now you control what you fear the most. People love imperfection more than perfection. Be honest and don't be afraid to talk about your weaknesses. Savor every victory, analyze it bit by bit, remind yourself of it. Create a name of you hall of fame in your head and hand reminders of your every victory and achievement on the walls of this hall. If you're familiar with everything I'm talking about, then please like this video. Thank you for your likes, comments, sharing my videos with friends, and of course for subscribing to my channel. This is the electronic equivalent of gratitude in virtual space. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.